In the stillness before dawn, when the world holds its breath, the path of mastery begins. Not in motion, but in silence. The ancients of the sword spoke of Hagane no Ishi, the will of steel, a spirit so tempered by discipline that even time itself bends before it. To master anything swiftly is not a trick, nor a secret. It is the art of forging oneself through fire, hammer, and patience. Like a blade drawn from raw ore, your mind must face the flames of repetition, the grindstone of failure, and the quenching of humility. Each strike of effort shapes the edge of your potential. Remember, the samurai did not chase speed. They became speed through presence. So, warrior of the modern world, I invite you to stand among those who choose purpose over comfort, focus over distraction. Comment, I forge myself. If you accept this path and subscribe to join a brotherhood of minds, sharpening together in pursuit of mastery, your spirit, your shin, will decide how far and how fast you rise. Unshakable focus. Shuchū is the art of directing every ounce of one's being toward a single purpose, like the arrow of a master archer whose mind and breath align in perfect harmony. The samurai called it Shuchū, the concentration of one thought, one moment, one act. In this state, time dissolves, the noise of the world fades, and only the target remains. This level of focus is not a gift, but a discipline, forged through the constant training of the mind. Just as a warrior sharpens his blade daily to ensure it never dulls, so must you sharpen your attention through deliberate practice, mindfulness, and restraint. The world around you will always tempt you with distractions, quick pleasures, endless scrolling, shallow pursuits. But the path of mastery demands that you guard your mind like a fortress, allowing only what strengthens your purpose to enter. Focus is not about doing more. It is about cutting away what does not serve your highest aim. When you live with Shuchū, your energy condenses into precision. Every action, word, and thought moves in the same direction, creating momentum that feels unstoppable. The ancients believed that the human spirit, when concentrated, could split mountains. Not through brute force, but through unwavering intention. Think of water striking stone, gentle yet relentless. Over time, it carves valleys. That is the essence of true focus. To master anything fast, you must learn to dwell in the present moment so deeply that the mind forgets to wander. Focus transforms effort into art. It is the invisible thread connecting intention and outcome. The quiet power that turns ordinary repetition into sacred ritual. When your attention becomes singular, learning accelerates, not because the process changes, but because you do. Yet Shuchū is not achieved by isolation alone. It is built through endurance. The samurai trained to stay centered even amidst chaos. Their calm in battle was their greatest weapon. You too must learn to maintain your focus when life tests you, when fatigue whispers to stop, and when doubt clouds your vision. True concentration is not the absence of distraction, but the mastery of returning to what matters most, again and again. It is choosing discipline over impulse, depth over speed, meaning over noise. Every time you bring your mind back to your task, you are tempering your spirit like steel in flame. Over days and months, this repetition forges mental armor. With Shuchū, you no longer chase mastery, you embody it. Your focus becomes your sword, your will becomes the hand that wields it, and your purpose becomes unbreakable. Relentless repetition is the silent forge of all mastery, the unseen labor that transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. The samurai understood this truth deeply. Their every motion, from the draw of the blade to the breath before a strike, was rehearsed thousands of times until it became an extension of their spirit. They called this devotion keiko, practice made sacred through persistence. To the untrained eye, repetition may seem dull, monotonous, or mechanical, but to the one walking the warrior's path, it is meditation in motion. Every repeated act refines the soul, chisels precision, and deepens awareness. Repetition burns away weakness and hesitation, leaving behind only instinct and mastery. You cannot think your way to excellence. You must repeat your way there. The mind learns through consistency, and the body follows through rhythm. Each cycle of practice etches skill deeper into your being, until what was once effort becomes flow. In the beginning, repetition feels heavy. A grind, a burden, a test of endurance. But hidden within this struggle lies the alchemy of transformation. Like a swordsmith who strikes the same blade hundreds of times, you too must face the heat of monotony and the hammer of patience. Each moment of disciplined repetition strengthens your foundation. The difference between a novice and a master is not talent but tolerance. The ability to endure repetition long after enthusiasm fades. The samurai did not seek shortcuts. They sought precision born from perfect repetition. When you repeat with intention, each movement becomes a whisper to the universe, saying, "I am not here for speed. I am here for excellence." The greatest warriors and artists alike understand that mastery is not built in leaps, but in steps, repeated with devotion until the path itself disappears beneath your feet. Repetition, when embraced with awareness, becomes transcendence. It rewires the mind, aligns the spirit, and builds the unshakable habit of greatness. Every repetition is a seed of mastery sown in the soil of time. The key is not merely to repeat, but to repeat correctly with purpose and reflection. The samurai never swung their blade without presence. Each strike was an act of becoming. So too must you approach your craft, whether it is writing, training, learning, or leading, with full consciousness. When your body knows what to do without hesitation, when your hands move faster than thought, you have crossed the threshold from learning to becoming. Repetition is the fire that tempers potential into power. It is the bridge between knowing and embodying. Those who dare to endure its endless rhythm awaken to the truth. Mastery is not found in the extraordinary moment. It is forged in the ordinary one, repeated relentlessly until it becomes divine. Precision in simplicity is the essence of all mastery, the art of removing everything unnecessary until only truth remains. The samurai lived by this principle in both sword and spirit. Every motion they performed was stripped of waste, leaving only what was vital, efficient, and pure. This was not minimalism for its own sake, but an expression of total clarity. They understood that complexity clouds the mind, while simplicity sharpens it. A warrior's blade, like his thoughts, must be clean, balanced, and exact. True precision is born when you understand the weight of every action, when nothing is random and everything serves a purpose. To master anything fast, you must first learn to see what truly matters and cut away all that does not. Every unnecessary movement, every wasted word, every stray thought, these are distractions that dull the edge of progress. Simplicity is not the absence of depth, it is the concentration of it. When simplicity and precision unite, efficiency becomes effortless. The samurai's movements appeared calm, almost gentle, yet behind them was decades of focused refinement. They trained to execute one perfect cut rather than 1,000 careless strikes. Likewise, in your pursuit of mastery, it is not about how much you do, but how well you do it. Precision means you no longer chase perfection, you embody it through attention and intent. Every repetition becomes an opportunity to refine, to polish, to align. The more precise you become, the faster your learning accelerates, because energy flows without resistance. When you simplify your approach, clarity replaces confusion, and mastery becomes a natural consequence. The true warrior does not rush. He acts with exactness, knowing that even the smallest detail can determine victory or defeat. The path to precision in simplicity is not easy. It demands humility, patience, and deep awareness. It requires letting go of excess, ego, and noise. The samurai polished their craft until nothing was left to add, and nothing could be taken away. That is the secret of speed. Simplicity without compromise. When your actions are pure and your mind uncluttered, time bends in your favor. You act, not from thought but from knowing. Every gesture becomes deliberate, every choice meaningful. To live this way is to move like water, adaptable, graceful, yet exact. Whether you are learning a skill, mastering your mind, or shaping your destiny, precision through simplicity ensures that every effort counts. The warrior's way teaches us this. The path to greatness is not in adding more, but in perfecting less. When your life, your craft, and your purpose align in this harmony, mastery ceases to be a goal, it becomes your nature. Discipline over motivation is the foundation upon which all mastery stands. Motivation is like fire, bright, inspiring, but fleeting. Discipline, however, is the stone that endures when the flame fades. The samurai lived by this truth, guided not by moods or comfort, but by duty, a sacred code known as Bushido. They understood that feelings are unreliable allies. Some days the spirit soars, and other days it sinks into shadow. Yet the warrior rises regardless. Discipline is the art of moving forward without needing permission from emotion. It is showing up when the heart resists, when fatigue whispers, and when the world offers 1,000 excuses. To master anything fast, one must trade the pursuit of inspiration for the practice of consistency. Like a blacksmith who returns daily to his forge, you must strike the hammer of effort again and again, not because you feel like it, but because it must be done. Motivation asks, "Do I want to?" Discipline answers, "I must." This shift transforms an ordinary person into an unstoppable force. The samurai did not train for comfort or recognition. They trained for mastery, for honor, for the silent satisfaction of progress. Discipline is the bridge between intention and achievement. It thrives in structure, in ritual, in the repetition of right action. Every day you act with discipline, you forge mental armor that shields you from doubt and distraction. It teaches you to respect the process more than the outcome. Discipline does not rely on external validation. It is self-forged, self-sustained. When you learn to act without waiting for inspiration, you unlock a deeper power, the ability to move through resistance with calm certainty. That is how the samurai lived. Unwavering, deliberate, and deeply devoted to their craft. Over time, discipline becomes freedom. It removes the chaos of indecision and replaces it with clarity. You no longer depend on fleeting bursts of motivation because discipline has rooted itself in your soul. The warrior's heart beats in rhythm with purpose, not passion alone. Every sunrise becomes a command to rise. Every setback, a lesson to refine your edge. The disciplined mind does not ask, "How do I feel?" but rather, "What is my duty?" Through that question, greatness is born. Discipline turns repetition into ritual and effort into excellence. It is the invisible power that outlasts talent, intelligence, and luck. Those who rely on motivation will always stop when the fire dims. But those who are ruled by discipline will walk through the darkness until the dawn returns. Remember this, the samurai did not wait to feel ready. They became ready through action, and so must you, warrior of the modern age. Adaptation through failure is the crucible in which true mastery is forged. The samurai understood that defeat was not the end, but the sharpening of spirit. In their world, failure was not shameful. Stagnation was. They lived by the wisdom of Mujo, the law of impermanence, knowing that all things, both triumph and pain, are fleeting. Each mistake, each setback, was a lesson written in the ink of experience. When the blade chipped, the smith did not curse the metal. He reforged it, stronger and more precise. So too must you learn to see failure as the fire that tempers your will. The path of mastery is not a straight ascent. It is a climb through storms, falls, and recoveries. Every stumble is a signal, not of weakness, but of where your growth awaits. To adapt is to refuse surrender, to bend without breaking, to evolve faster than your obstacle. This is the samurai way, to rise again and again, sharper than before. Failure, when faced with awareness, becomes the greatest teacher. The untrained mind runs from it. The disciplined mind studies it. The samurai analyze their defeats with calm precision, asking not, "Why did I fail?" but, "What must I learn?" Each misstep revealed a truth about their technique, their strategy, or their heart. You must adopt the same mindset. Every mistake contains the blueprint of improvement if you have the courage to look. Adaptation is not about avoiding pain, it is about transforming it. When your plans collapse, when progress stalls, do not despair. Recalibrate. The strongest swords are those reforged after breaking. Likewise, the strongest minds are those shaped by resilience. The one who learns from failure evolves faster than the one who fears it. To master anything fast, you must stop resisting difficulty and start harvesting wisdom from it. Adaptation is the dance between humility and persistence. It requires you to let go of ego, to admit when something is not working, and to shift direction without losing heart. The samurai moved with the flow of combat, changing tactics as swiftly as the wind changed course. This flexibility was not weakness but strength, the power to survive and overcome. In your journey, the same truth applies. Adaptation is not just reacting, it is anticipating, adjusting, and realigning yourself with purpose. When you learn to move with life instead of against it, failure becomes momentum. Every fall adds to your foundation. Every scar becomes a mark of wisdom. The warrior who adapts cannot be defeated, only transformed. Remember, mastery is not the absence of failure, it is the mastery of response. The path of the modern samurai demands that you rise not as you were, but as something greater each time you fall. In the end, mastery is not a race against time, it is a dance with it. The samurai did not seek to conquer the sword, but to become one with it. And so must you. Become one with your craft, your discipline, your purpose. The path of how to master anything fast, samurai method, is not about shortcuts or tricks. It is about alignment of mind, body, and spirit. Each pillar you have learned, focus, repetition, simplicity, discipline, and adaptation, is a flame that forges your inner steel. Remember, the warrior's power lies not in speed but in precision, not in motivation but in unyielding will. You will stumble, you will falter, but with every fall you rise sharper. Mastery is not found in reaching the destination, but in walking the path with honor, presence, and persistence. So, stand tall, warrior. Your journey has only begun. Carry these teachings as your silent code. Let your actions be your sword and your purpose be your armor. And when doubt whispers, remember, steel is born from fire, and so are you. Now, go, forge yourself, swiftly, silently, and unbreakably.